Yeah.
Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us today on the MOXON Ways In podcast. I am fresh from a bodyweight workout. Steve is fresh from daddy daycare duties.
Eating my breakfast as we speak.
And I really wanted to jump on here and record this podcast while I have some pretty fresh and exciting information in my brain. And I've pulled MOXON in with me today.
Yes, because I'm the skeptic, so I look forward to listening to these theories and these what would you call it?
Well, let me just explain. So yesterday I learned quite a lot about rest and recovery and producing energy from Dr. Michael Breus, who is well known online as the sleep doctor. And I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised today, Steve, because they're things that you can action really easily. And they're not just like obscure theories. They're things that I felt that I could implement straight away. And so as I was listening, of course, I'm always most excited when I know it's something that's going to benefit our community. I was just like A-grade student, like in note-taking mode and like, asking questions and wanting to know everything. So today I'm going to share with you 3 different aspects of how you can improve it's not really about your sleep quality, what I'm going to share today, but it's how you can wake up with more energy. Something called strategic napping. So how you can kind of boost and elevate your energy throughout the day.
Now you've got my attention.
Right. And guess which one caught my attention?
Yeah.
How
Eating chocolate and sleeping?
No, close. What would my third favorite thing be, do you think? Do you know? This is why you shouldn't eat and podcast record.
No.
Do you know?
No. I don't know.
He has a caffeine strategy.
Oh, caffeine strategy, okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't mix with sleep, but I know this is a good thing.
It literally is. So listen up. This is so exciting. It's unlike, all the cliche things you read about like, put your devices down and put some blackout curtains. Thank you. We know that. Right? So these are just like things that aren't too obscure that I really think most people would be able to do straight away. So let's talk about the first one. I've got my notes here. So the first element that he shared yesterday was about being able to wake up quickly. And so for most of us, we want our mornings to be effective and efficient. And, I'm always harping on about how much I love mornings. There's magic in the morning. Be a morning person. How? Most people are like, well, how the hell do I do that? And so here's what the sleep doctor recommends. So there's 5 steps here, actually. The 5th one, I'm not going to get into because it's very technical. It has to do with nutrition, and I think it's just going to confuse people. So I'm going to share the first 4 steps today. So step 1, upon waking up, slowly stand and stretch for 1 to 2 minutes. So he was saying for most of us, we sleep in a very like hunched position. And so you just want to open up your body, stretch in any way that feels comfortable to you, and just kind of just open up your posture, be able to take some deep breaths, right? Step 2 is turn on all lights, open your drapes and get 15 minutes of sunlight, or if you can't, use a light therapy box. So as soon as you can, you just want to let that sunlight flood you and flood the room straight away. Step 3 was to hydrate. And so at least just drink 1 full glass of water straight away. And he recommends doing 10 push-ups. Just get up, get that light, get water in you, move your body, just 10, nothing crazy, but just move your body. And the 4th step was to shower with cold water. I'm sick of hearing how good it is for you. I just can't do it. But in all honesty, that cold shower therapy is what he believes is going to wake you up, of course. But also what he combined with that is to like play really loud music, a song that is going to just like uplift you and make you feel really good.
This sounds actually all pretty good.
Right? And I thought, I don't do the shower part in the morning, but I do hop on the treadmill and I can testify to having songs that really pump you up. Like you just feel great when you have that go-to song and you kind of just like choose your theme song for the day almost, and it pumps you up. So I just thought they're good things to think about. The one thing that he did note was not to press snooze. And as he was saying it, I was like, oh, I thought I came up with that. Did I learn that from you, Dr. Breus? Whoops. It's probably
I've been doing that since we've been together. So it's
100%.
about 5 years. And it's really changed my life. Just doing that one thing, not pressing snooze, really changed my morning.
It's one of those things that I've been doing for so long, I forgot where I even kind of had heard it or learned it from.
It's
and
great.
It's obviously from the sleep doctor. So yeah, not pressing snooze. So I just thought those things were just a good way to kind of think, like, it's so simple.
Yeah.
Just get up with kind of intention. And if you can kind of create this routine that feels a little bit autopilot, and you can, you know, make these habits unconscious, which means you're going to have to do it, like, you know, a lot, at least 3 weeks or beyond, before that becomes your morning routine. I think it's a much better thing to do than pressing snooze, rolling over and scrolling on your phone for the first 10 minutes of the day.
For sure.
Right.
It's really got my attention. This is actually doable. It's
you.
really doable and will make a difference.
Okay, next thing that he spoke about that I thought would be impactful and useful is strategic napping. And I was like, I am down for finding out about what this is. So he was talking about, you know, during the day, especially if you've been really efficient and effective throughout the day, and if you're an early riser, there comes a point in the afternoon that you do feel that your body just needs to rest and rejuvenate. And for a lot of us, we don't give ourselves the opportunity to listen to our bodies and actually take the rest, and we push through. And that's when you become kind of unproductive, ineffective, the mistakes start to happen, your mood starts to change, yeah? Like toddlers, we're basically all just grown-up toddlers. And, you know, we say, oh, just our toddler's a bit grumpy when they're like acting up or, you know, being an asshole, basically. And the same goes for adults. So he really was promoting the concept of a strategic nap. So what a strategic nap is: a nap that is 20 minutes or less. So we're not lying down for a long sleep. It's taking a short, sharp 20 minutes in your day. And so he recommends usually between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. And I guess the reasoning behind that is you don't want it too close to your bedtime or whatever to stuff you up. So between 1 and 3 p.m., you should schedule a time that you are going to take a strategic nap. And he said you can either lie down and sleep or just rest. And that obviously would mean no devices, no kind of stimulation, not the TV, like lie down and rest.
Yeah, I call that resting your bones. Just taking that weight off your body, taking that weight off your legs is great.
And he was saying, even if you're in the office, lie on the floor, get under your desk, lie on the floor if you have to for 20 minutes. But here's the thing, right? Upon waking up, you need to do these things as well to make it effective. So you want to drink water straight away after you wake up. You want to take in 5 deep breaths, and the ideal breath, 5.5 seconds in, 5.5 seconds out. I said that to you yesterday.
It's impossible.
It's not impossible.
I was in bed going.
And also go outside, and he says, smile at the sun for 3 to 5 minutes. And that's just letting the light back into your eyes. It's so good for your body to do that. So it's taking that 20 minutes to just completely decompress, relax, rejuvenate, waking up. So you probably need to set an alarm for yourself, 20 minutes, drink some water, take some deep breaths, get into the sun if possible.
So I feel like, you know, this is a sleep doctor, but everybody in Europe still does this. It's a siesta. They still do it. I remember your mother had friends from Greece come over and stay, and they did exactly that. They're able to have dinner at 8 o'clock at night, stay up till 10, no worries, go to bed.
Yeah.
And then the next day, you know, they go again and have that rest in the arvo.
Yeah.
So it's not a new thing. It's just a lifestyle, isn't it?
I think so. And I think 20 minutes isn't a lot to ask. And I feel like if we're really honest, we probably waste 20 minutes doing lots of other things that we don't need to do.
TikTok?
Things like that. You know, you do have 20 minutes in the day. And I think it gives you something to kind of, I know for me, I work really well on schedule. So if I know that at 1:30, I'm going to have to stop and take a break, at 12:30, I'm probably going to be more productive because I'm like, come on, you've got an hour to get this done before you're having an enforced rest.
When I would do it a lot here. I find it harder when I'm during fight camp at home, so to speak. You know, life gets in the way and there's kids running around and you've got to go to work, all those things. But I've also trained, you know, for many, many weeks in Vegas, many, many weeks in Thailand, in Holland. And those afternoon sleep for 30 minutes just recharges your batteries, because you've got to get off your ass and go for a second training session in the arvo. If you don't have that little nap, that little rest, that little taking that weight off your bones, if you don't have that, you burn out so fast. So it's just important for everything, isn't it? Your mind, body, and spirit.
We've said countless times that when you are trying to lose weight, when you're consciously trying to lose quite a little bit of weight, and particularly when you're down to that last 5 kilos, the success of you staying on plan really is going to come down to if you have time in the day to nap. Anybody that you speak to that has done, you know, any sort of fight prep, any of our kind of figure or bikini or bodybuilding competitors will attest to the fact that your body forces you to nap. And isn't it interesting? When I was pregnant with Tyson, every single day at about 2 o'clock, because it was before I was starting my afternoon shift at work, Steve would come home on his lunch break and my body was like, you're done. And I would snuggle up to him and hold him hostage on the couch and sleep for a full hour. So it just goes to show your body really does need rest.
Well, sleep is the ultimate recovery for anything, whether it be injury and weight loss and everything.
I'm straight away thinking of when I was working full-time as a teacher and thinking, you know, I would have been like, yeah, cool story. How am I supposed to sleep for 20 minutes in a school during the day? And I think, you know, he did say that rest is just as effective, and maybe it's just being conscious and mindful in your lunch break, wherever it is, not being constantly stimulated. I think we're so unconscious sometimes of the fact that even when we're on break, our brain and our bodies are still so stimulated. We sit there on our phones in this hunched position and we're just taking in a constant stream of information that's impacting our thoughts and our feelings. So if you can't lay down for 20 minutes, at least give your brain and your body 20 minutes to just be. You know, we can at least try for that during the day. And if not 20, 10, you know. But
do you remember those old apparatus where you clamp your ankles into it and your labs are down? Would that really well too? What are they called? Did
he say anything about being upside down?
Like a bat. Maybe bats can testify that it's good for you. Imagine how nice that'd be, laying upside down from your ankles.
Moving on. The next thing he talked about was a caffeine strategy. So this is the last thing that I'm going to share with you today. This was what had me paying very close attention. And the first thing he wanted to do was educate everybody about caffeine and understanding that caffeine has a half-life of about 6 to 8 hours, depending on our metabolism and sensitivity in our body. So that's important to note. If you're having 3-4 coffees a day and then struggling to sleep or sleep well at night, it is probably because the half-life of every kind of cup of coffee or tea or whatever you're having is meaning that there is constantly a stream of caffeine running through your body.
Half-life meaning what? Keeping you buzzing?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, you have that initial effective impact, but then half-life of it still.
For sure. So I like my instant coffee in the Arvo, and it's about 3:30. But if I miss that and have it about, you know, anywhere close to 4:30, 5 o'clock, I really struggle to sleep.
Yeah. He said that small, frequent doses will yield a better result in our body, better alertness in our body. So that's important to note. So if you're a person that thinks by having a double or triple shot of coffee, you're going to give yourself more energy, you're better off just having smaller doses throughout the day. That's going to help your body. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
And he said the most effective use of caffeine is to have it 90 minutes after you wake up. So I guess that's to allow your own body's kind of like rhythms and things to like, you know, take place.
How do you go with that, Lena?
Yeah, no, that was a hard no. I'm like 90 seconds. Did you say 90 seconds, doctor? Cool. But the science suggests that you would want to wait about 90 minutes before you have your first dose of caffeine. So what else was he saying? I think that's pretty much most of it. The other thing that I wanted to share, the other thing worth mentioning is that he said that first cup of coffee, to allow the caffeine to be most effective in your body, should be with no sugar or cream or milk or anything like that. Just a black coffee, straight up, get it in me.
I love it. Yeah, that's what we do as well.
We sure do. Now, the other thing that I wanted to share, this is the last thing today because I don't want to overwhelm you all, is something he called out. It was quite lame really, but a napa latte. So it's combining the napping strategy with the caffeine strategy that he was talking about. And this is where I really leaned in and was like, tell me more. So what he's saying is once you, before you have your nap, what you're going to do is drink a cup of coffee, black coffee. So you're going to usually just have it short. He suggested putting 2 ice cubes in it. Like it's not something that you sit and sip, like get that caffeine in you. Then go for your nap. the caffeine will kick in, and when you wake up, you're going to be good to go for
wow,
4
okay.
hours.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
And I think what he was saying is that by having the caffeine in your body, it doesn't quite allow your body to really sink into that deep sleep. It's going to keep you quite alert, even though you are resting your body. So
Cool.
that combination apparently is meant to give you the energy to power through for the rest of the day. So
I'll try that.
I thought it's something we can try, because what we would usually do is have a little bit of a lull in the afternoon and then wake up and have the coffee, right?
Yeah.
So we'll sit on the couch and just relax for a bit, and then we'll go, all right, coffee o'clock, and try and like convince ourselves to get up. And it's like the coffee is the reward for getting off the couch almost, right?
Absolutely.
So I thought it's something we can definitely try. Do the coffee first, know that we're getting up in half an hour. And I mean, logically, that makes sense when I hear that, right?
Yeah, I like it.
That is all I'm going to share with you today, guys. So I will tag and link the sleep doctor below this post, and in the podcast, you can check him out. He's got so much good information to share, and, you know, he articulates things really clearly. And I feel like, you know, Steve talks about it all the time. It's just the little 1%ers in your day. You obviously don't have to overhaul everything you're doing, but if you can just take one thing out of what I've shared today and try it and see if that works for you, you know, it could be that little 1% that is adding up for you that makes all the difference.
Yep.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.